네, 여러분 반갑습니다. 여러분들 기다리시던 귀한 손님 모셔봤습니다. 모스탄 대사님 모시고 오늘 이런저런 인터뷰할 건데 제가 모스탄 대사님 먼저 소개해드리고 대사님께 질문 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 대사님 소개해드리자면은 트럼프 대통령 1기 때 국제형사사법 대사를 역임하셨고요. 그다음에 리버티 대학교 교수님이시고 그다음에 노던 일리니 학교 대학교 법대 교수를 하셨고 또 한동대학교 우리나라 한동대학교에서도 국제법대학 교수를 하셨고요. 참고로 7개 국어가 가능하신 엄청난 분이고요. 너무 훌륭한 분 모시고 오늘 한국의 정치 상황에 대해서 들어보도록 하겠습니다. First question, when you served for U.S. and the world as ambassador at large for global criminal justice, what was your main job?
So I had to try to bring justice and accountability to mass atrocity crimes around the world. So genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity. And it was using legal, diplomatic, intelligence, defense, and various and economic tools of the US government to try to bring justice and accountability to these mass atrocity crimes that were going on. For example, during that time, we got across the finish line a mass atrocity determination for genocide and crimes against humanity against the Chinese Communist Party at that time. This was only the 7th time in U.S. history that such a mass atrocity determination had been made. And never before had it been done against a nation as influential and as wealthy and as powerful as the Chinese Communist Party. And so that was one of the signature things that we did.
So like genocide in Uyghur or
Yes.
Political persecution.
Yes, in Xinjiang province, but it was actually there are actually much more crimes than that that the Chinese Communist Party is committing, but at that time, that was the strongest case that we had, and we had evidence like this.
Other than that, did you take any action to deal with election fraud like taken in Venezuela or any other Latin country?
So my job at that time was not related to election fraud. It was specifically mass atrocity crimes.
Okay.
There was a call for a hybrid tribunal to come and try to deal with the injustice in Venezuela because Venezuela is a criminal regime.
Yeah.
And they are the Chavez Maduro regime. They are not the legitimate government of Venezuela, and they have ruined the country. And as Gordon Chang has written in Fox News Digital, South Korea is in danger of becoming another Venezuela.
So next question is, since the last presidential election in Korea, which was taken on June 3rd, there has been a lot of and huge controversy over it, and a lot of people have huge doubt about it.
Yes.
And how do you assess the integrity of Korean election?
It was a disaster.
Disaster. Why?
Yeah, because there was cheating happening in every which way. Fake ballots, fake boxes of ballots, electronic counting machines that had 3,000 some straight votes for Lee Jae-myung. Electronic cheating. A lot of the cheating was happening in the early voting, and they're using an algorithm to try to do the cheating. But unlike the first time when Lee Jae-myung lost to President Yoon by a small margin, that time their cheating was a little bit inadequate.
Yeah.
This time they wanted to have a bigger margin of cheating so that they wouldn't fall short. When they lost by 0.7% the first time, you would expect that they would ask for an examination of the election. But they did not. Why? Because they want to hide their fraudulent activities. So this is not the first time that election fraud has happened, but it was the biggest time, and they used every potential method and means for the electronic election fraud to have the false and fake ballots catch up to and match that. And they did that in every which way. A report talks about it. Election-fraud.com has the evidence. And look, I am so confident with respect to this. If people in the current administration, NEC, AWeb, legacy media, if anyone of them wants to debate me on this, about the legitimacy of the current administration, I will be happy to debate them publicly.
Wow. I was told that you had a really important conference in DC
Yes.
and promoting political situation in Korea and the biggest fraudulent election in
Yes.
Korea and to the people in US and the world.
Yes.
How did people react, or did they make any response to your press conference?
I think more and more people are waking up in the US, and not only in the US, but around the world.
Really?
This was on UN News. It was translated into German and broadcast in Germany.
Really?
This is more and more people are waking up, in part because they realize it's not just a U.S. issue, it's not just a Korean issue, but it's a worldwide issue.
Exactly.
And how is it that the center of the international election fraud cartel is in South Korea? AWeb is the center of this dictators are us enterprise. And more people are realizing that this is happening in Canada, this is happening in Australia, this is happening in Kyrgyzstan, this is happening in Ecuador, it's happening in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, it's happening in Iraq, it's happening all these different places. In Brazil,
In Brazil.
in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Venezuela was involved in the election fraud software
Yeah.
as well. So this is something that is an international issue and an international crisis, and it's been spreading like cancer. But how is it that the center of this, AWeb, is right here in South Korea? It is crazy. South Korea is such a good ally with the United States. And so the Chinese Communist Party and the leftists in America through USAID are coordinating and supporting what AWeb is doing and what the National Election Commission. I will say it again. The National Election Commission is a criminal fraud organization.
So a lot of people want to highlight and want to know the connection between USAID and NEC and AWeb.
Yes.
And a lot of Korean want to investigate in, and a lot of people in Korea want Trump administration should do something about it.
Yes.
And what is your thought about it?
I think that Trump's executive order ordering an investigation in the U.S. 2020 election, where some fraud from Korea came to the United States, to the state of Arizona, should be expanded internationally because it is happening internationally. And the U.S. is the most powerful country in the world, and the U.S. can do more to put a stop to this than anyone else. I'm glad that President Trump hit Brazil hard with tariffs because of the stolen election there, because the leftist radical President Lula is persecuting President Bolsonaro, throwing him in prison. But the parallels between what is happening in Brazil, you can see them clearly with the parallels of what is happening in South Korea right now.
Yeah. And the former president of Brazil, Bolsonaro, was accused of inciting insurrection. And at the same thing.
Have you heard of
and
that before?
Donald
Yes.
Trump and President Yoon.
Same thing.
Yes.
Same thing.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Yoon is not the insurrectionist. The
No,
leftists going after Yoon are the insurrectionists.
you're right.
He was elected by the people of Korea.
Yeah.
The President Yoon was elected by the people of Korea. That's who they selected. He was duly elected by them. But the fake impeachment and removal by the Constitutional Court, followed by the stolen election, that's a coup d'etat.
Yeah.
That is an insurrection.
Yes.
And yet they are lying about it. The thing is, a lot of times these leftists, what they do is they commit crimes and then they blame their political enemies for the very crimes that they are committing. They lie and say that the truth is a lie. They are spreading darkness and they are saying that light is darkness. It's the opposite. It's kind of like the Truman Show, the movie, where it's like this huge set, but there is a world outside of the set. So the the Korean people are being gaslit. They're being all sorts of propaganda is being spread, and the Korean people should not be deceived by this. And they should realize that this current administration despises them, does not listen to them, does not care what they think, and it is time for the Korean people to rise up and for the blinders to be taken off their eyes.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is my job and your job. We are going to liberate Korean people from the matrix.
Yes.
Okay. So, like 5 years ago, the Fox News once reported that CCP made a lot of fake driver license and delivered them to United States. And FBI then director Christopher Wray covered them. And recently, new director Cassie Patel opened the secrets
Yes.
and detailed about these kind of charges.
Yes.
What do you think about this?
I think it's fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's about time.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah. So way to go, FBI Director Kash Patel. Way to go, President Trump, with his executive order. And now the truth and the evidence is coming out. And so this should be expanded internationally. And because U.S. money went into AWEB and NEC, the U.S. government has a right to be able to directly investigate.
So I was told that yesterday you tried to have a meeting or you want to visit
Yeah.
former President Yoon
Yeah.
at the detention center,
Yeah.
but the special counsel barred the visit.
Yes.
Could you tell us what exactly happened yesterday?
Well, it's exactly what you said. I would question whether or not Korean law meets international standards. And think about it too, it's a really sad thing when somebody is put in solitary confinement and they're trying to isolate him from the rest of the world, except for family members and attorneys. This is a really bad thing to do because humans need interaction with other humans. And I really wanted President Yoon to know how much huge support he has, passionate support he has from the Korean people. And I wanted to encourage him, and I wanted to express the support that the Korean people have for him. So since they barred me from going in person, I wrote a letter that I think has gotten out there. I did, in fact, write a letter in English. It was translated by my translator into Korean. And so the Korean version is in her handwriting.
Okay.
And the English version is my direct handwriting. I signed both of them. And so, so those are authentic. Some people are questioning whether or not that was real. And President Yoon's letter was delivered to me in Korean, hand-delivered by his attorney, who I got to personally talk to. I was glad to hear that President Yoon is receiving his medicines and receiving sufficient water. That was good news to hear. And so I was glad to share that as well. But he should not be in prison at all. He should be in the president's seat.
Yeah.
Because he was the elected president of Korea and he has been illegitimately removed. And so I said that publicly to the large crowd that gathered in front of the detention facility. And, you know, President Yoon wanted to invite me to his home to have a meal together. He said that to me the last time I came to Korea. Who would have imagined that he would be thrown in prison? And I was happy to meet with him, but it was blocked. And this is not the way to treat the rightfully elected president of Korea. That is not the right way to treat him.
This is real tragic, but we're going to fix this problem. So you received a letter from President Yoon.
Yes.
And what was it about?
He sees the threat of communism and neo-communism. He says that the blocking of my seeing him was malicious. He believes that God is with him. He has come to faith in Jesus Christ, which I think is great news.
Thank God.
Yes, so I'm very happy about that. He's been receiving letters and scripture verses from the people, and he wanted the people to know that he's receiving them and reading them and is encouraged by them. So those were some of the things he said.
In recent letter, President Donald Trump mentioned about the election fraudulence case in Brazil.
That's right.
Donald Trump mentioned that U.S. will impose a 50% tariff to
That's right.
Brazil,
That's right.
and accusing Brazilian government
Yes.
of attacks on free elections.
Yes.
What does it imply?
That means that he knows that the election was stolen in Brazil. And he also recognized President Bolsonaro. And he praised President Bolsonaro and recognized that he was the rightful president. At CPAC, I had a chance to sit right next to the son of President Bolsonaro and at the international summit at CPAC. And his son talked about what a good man his father was and how unjustly he is being treated and how there was a political steal that happened against his father and he's unjustly been put in prison. Right after that, I had a chance to talk about what is happening in South Korea, which is parallel to what is happening in Brazil. Steve Bannon then understood and saw what was going on, and he says, yes, this is happening all over the world.
Yes.
These radical leftists are using the same tactics in all sorts of countries around the world, whether in Brazil, or whether in South Korea, or whether in a bunch of other places in the world.
Radical left all around the world name patriots and conservatives like conspiracy theorists
Yeah.
and radical far right and the same strategy. I think all top of that and behind this strategy, I think there is a CCP. I think.
Yes.
This is my opinion.
Yes.
And what do you think? And what does Steve Bannon think about this?
Yeah. Look, I got a lot of classified information when I was the U.S. ambassador. And so I know that the CCP is involved in all sorts of schemes around the world. And they do a lot of the same tactics. And so, these are familiar. If you study it and if you see what they do, you know that this is commonly what they do. They spread misinformation, they spread disinformation, they try to spread chaos and instability, they try to go against political candidates who are conservative because they are the ones who are more willing to stand up against what they are doing. They use their economic power to do toxic loans and then use that. See, if you look at the common factors among the countries who are subjected to fraudulent elections around the world, two themes emerge. Number one, they're heavily indebted to the Chinese Communist Party monetarily. Number two, they are part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, where China is trying to project its power around the world through this Belt and Road Initiative. And so I could tell you all day about the tactics that the Chinese Communist Party is using and using all around the world. They're using against America. For people to think that the Chinese Communist Party is not doing that in South Korea, I'm sorry, but it's very naive and ignorant.
That's naive.
Yes.
And last year, DOJ indicted 3 people. One is former chairman of Election Commission in Philippines and a former CEO of Smartmatic. Smartmatic is company making electronic voting machine. Do you think U.S. will indict some kind of suspects that got involved in this kind of crime?
That would be completely appropriate, and they have our report.
Okay.
And so they have the basis. We have sent it to the Department of Justice, and we sent it to the National Director of National Intelligence, who is the head of national intelligence over all 17 intelligence bodies, including the CIA, the FBI, all the military intelligence, DIA, all of them. And so they have the information. And as Trump brings in more of his team in the second term, I think the Trump administration will have more and more bandwidth and more ability to do more and more things. But it's still a process of getting his team together. There has been a lot of focus on cutting deep staters out through Doge and things along those lines. And I think it it would be great if the administration brings in more of its team
Yeah.
to have more capacity and more ability to carry out its agenda, both in the U.S. and around the world. And I think as that happens, you'll see more and more things happen.
Okay, thank you. You once mentioned that if U.S. allies like Korea has gone through fraudulent election
Yes.
and election interference by foreign country,
Yes.
U.S. might take action on one of the conditions of Korea-U.S. Mutual Defense Treaty. Is that right?
Yes. In fact, under that treaty, both allies, South Korea and the U.S., are obligated under Article 3 to address cyber attacks. That is, the American Secretary of Defense, the American Secretary of State, the Korean Minister of Defense, the Korean Foreign Minister all agreed that that is what it means.
Okay.
To us on the International Election Monitoring Team, it's completely clear. It's just a matter of looking at the actual evidence that's there. So if there's a willingness to look at the evidence, which is there, then and also, like I said, as the Trump administration gains more and more bandwidth in terms of getting the president's team in place, the more capacity the U.S. government will have to be able to move forward on things along these lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. As you know, Lee Jae-myung is accused of involvement in an illegal cash transfer to North Korea.
Yes.
The amount is about 8 million.
Yes.
And a U.S. Congress report detailed the corruption charges against Lee Jae-myung. And why does it matter? And why is it important to U.S.?
Yeah, this violates U.S. sanctions. This violates United Nations sanctions. And so these are illegal violations of sanctions. Therefore, there could be secondary sanctions, which means sanctions on individual people who violate the sanctions. And so there could be visa sanctions to prevent people from coming to the U.S. There could be monetary sanctions. There could be restrictions on the activities of people. There's various different types of sanctions. And the U.S. has all sorts of different kinds of sanctions. And the U.S. can decide what would be the best sanctions to impose.
And what are you likely to do when you finally get nominated for the ambassador?
I would love to be able to help restore South Korea's democracy. I would love to be able to help with a reunification of North and South Korea. I would love to be able to support the vast majority of Koreans who love the United States and to continue to build and strengthen the alliance that is there. The current administration does not represent the people of Korea. This administration could not possibly represent when 89% of South Koreans consider the U.S. to be its strongest ally, and 80% of Koreans are against the Chinese Communist Party.
Right.
How could this pro-CCP, pro-North Korea, anti-American administration, how could that be the ones representing the Korean people? The truth of the matter is that they do not. The truth of the matter is they stole the election. The truth of the matter is they are the insurrectionists. The truth of the matter is they did a coup d'etat against President Yoon.
Okay, so when you go back to the U.S., and what will your activity be like promoting the serious problem in Korea?
Yes, I have a bunch of connections, having been part of the U.S. government. And so, yes, I do try to spread the word.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
우리 마지막으로 한국 국민들과 구독자들께 the encouraging message 좀 이렇게 해주시면 감사하겠습니다. 네.
Yeah. Do not underestimate your power as the people of Korea. I don't know if you can tell, but all the lies and attacks and gaslighting and craziness coming from the far left in Korea is a sign of their terror and of their desperation. Indeed, if the far left calls somebody far right Actually, that person is probably somewhere in the middle. He's probably mainstream in Korea. You patriots who love this country, who love America and the American alliance, who see the threat of the Chinese Communist Party in North Korea, you are the majority in Korea. You are the mainstream in Korea. No matter what the legacy media here says or doesn't say, no matter what corrupt politicians say or don't say, no matter what these false and fake propaganda says, it doesn't mean that it's true. It doesn't mean that you are crazy. You are seeing correctly. You are the ones for whom this nation exists. Do not underestimate your power. The more of you who speak out, the more of you who gather together, the more of you put all sorts of comments on various websites, the more of you use your voice and your presence and your ability to advocate here in South Korea, the more the leftists are shaking in their boots and trembling. Why? Because the fraudsters know that they have committed fraud. The criminals know that they have committed crimes. The people who are lying, they know that they are lying. And as a result of that, it is your job as a people of Korea, because it is your country, to rise up and stand. And if you do that, and if enough of you do that, then this country can be won back. This country that belongs to you can be restored. This democracy can be restored. Freedom can be restored. The yoke of oppression can be broken. Injustices can be broken. You can do this by God's grace and help, and by the strong alliance between South Korea and the United States of America against North Korean and Chinese Communist Party influence. This can happen. Let me encourage you. Keep rising up. Keep making your voices known. I hear the passion. I feel the energy. I know you all can do it. Rise up. It is time.
Thank you so much for the powerful and encouraging message. Let's make Korea great again.
Make Korea great again. Make America great again.
Yeah.
And make the alliance great again.
Yeah, thank you so much. 여러분 감사합니다. 오늘 대사님 모시고 너무 귀한 메시지 들어봤습니다. 앞으로도 대사님의 행보 주목해 주시고 많은 응원 부탁드리겠습니다. 그래서 어디에 계시든 간에 모스탄 대사님은 대한민국의 편, 미국의 편, 그리고 자유의 편이라는 거 기억해 주시고, 대사님 마지막 당부 말씀처럼 우리가 힘내서 끝까지 싸웠으면 좋겠습니다. 우리 한번 fight, fight, fight 함께 외치고 맺어보겠습니다. 3, 2, 1 Fight, fight, fight. Thank you so much.